Hello there, Libra. Thank you for stopping by for your weekly tarot video forecast for the week of January 11th through January 17th. Before we get started with the forecast, I do want to make some quick announcements. We have mentoring sessions coming up that still have slots available. The first one is January the 13th. That's at 12:15 Mountain Time. That'll be 2:15 Eastern Time or 7:15 if you live in the United Kingdom. The next one is Martin Luther King Day here in the United States. That's Monday the 18th. That is at 1 o'clock my time, 3 o'clock Eastern Time, or 8 o'clock p.m. if you live in the United Kingdom. On the 24th, which is a Sunday, I have a mentoring session in the evening, 6:30 Mountain Time, 8:30 Eastern Time, or if you're in the United Kingdom, that's going to be like 1:30 in the morning on Monday. So for those of you who are interested in participating in a mentoring session, go ahead and check out my website to get some contact information and just let me know. That will get you slotted in where you need to be. For those of you who want to be a part of a group mentoring session but didn't hear a time or a date that works for you, let me know. We'll set up something that does work for you and then we'll just invite others to join us. Okay, so that's enough with announcements. Let's move on to the real deal here. How about your forecast, Libra? Monday, Two of Cups showing up in reverse. Two of Cups in reverse is telling me that you have some kind of relationship that you know, I'm not even going to say it's necessarily a relationship because it feels very light to me. Feels like this might be an acquaintance or somebody that, I guess it would be a relationship technically, but not somebody that you interact with a whole lot or on a deep level. And I feel like you're kind of realizing that this person is, you're not so thrilled about this other person. So this could be a romantic thing, this could be a work thing, could be a friendship thing, could be a family thing. But once again, it feels like the relationship to start with is not really super deep anyway. But even for where it is, I feel like you're kind of looking at this person on Monday and going, yeah, not so impressed. Okay, so let's move on to Tuesday, Libra. What we have coming up here is the Judgment card. So this is telling me that you have a decision to make on Tuesday, and this decision not only involves yourself or not only will impact yourself, but also other people as well. And so you were trying to make this decision as fairly as possible. You're also trying to look at it from every single angle you can, just to make sure that what you're deciding will have positive impact on the most people possible. Okay, so that's Tuesday, big decision that day. Wednesday, Libra, Ace of Coins, you are getting some kind of gift. This can be a card that talks about inheritance. For a few of you, this will be inheritance, but this can also be a card that talks about something like walking down the street and looking down and there's a $10 bill flapping in the grass, or maybe a $100 bill. Why should we make it a $10 bill? Let's just go big. This can be somebody actually giving you some of their time, some of their energy, maybe somebody helping you out with a project. This can be somebody giving you some good advice that you really, I feel like if that's what it is, you really get a lot out of it. But it's some kind of gift. It's something that somebody gives you from the kindness of their own heart on Wednesday, Libras. Now, Thursday. Okay, so Thursday we have the Devil card showing up. And this is a card that intimidates a lot of people. Please don't let it intimidate you. It's no big deal, really. All it means is that you're facing your fears on Thursday. So there's something that that kind of gets your goat, that makes you a little bit afraid, makes you really kind of wonder, okay, well, what would I do if? It feels like, you know, whenever that fear comes to your mind, it feels like there's no safety net. So this is something that you're going to be facing on Thursday. You're going to be looking at that fear. I kind of like it when we face these fears. I like to see this card because whenever it's talking about facing fears, it's really talking about looking at something and we actually kind of have this fear kind of held in our face. So we have to really be looking at it and checking it out hard. And as we do that, what tends to happen is we start thinking about, okay, what's the worst case scenario here? Okay, what would I do in that worst case scenario? It's not as big a problem as I thought at all. There is a solution. So it's kind of nice to have that card because it does really move us past some of those old fears. And once we get past those, it's so liberating to be able to continue the rest of our lives not ever having to worry about that thing again. All right, so let's move on to Friday, Libra. What we have showing up here is the Two of Coins. This shows you doing a balancing act. Because it is on Friday, this kind of tends to make me think that a lot of you, this is going to be in your financing, just trying to balance the checkbook, trying to pay all the bills, make sure everything is covered that should be covered. You might be figuring out, for some of you may be figuring out, can I rob Peter to pay Paul here? That type of thing. Now, it doesn't have to be a financial situation though. This can also be having a lot to do during the day, having a lot of different projects to work on or complete or get to a certain point with, or it can be having to go to a bunch of different places, so having your itinerary full. Excuse me. So what's going on here is whatever you're balancing, when the card comes in upright, you're balancing it actually quite well. And people from the outside watch you do it and they think, wow, he or she makes that look really easy. While inside you may be thinking, oh, I feel a little bit stressed, or I feel a little bit hectic, or maybe even panicked. People on the outside don't see that part of it going on. You're pulling it all together. It's just a little bit stressful, a little bit more than what you would like to have to pull all together, but you're doing it, and you're doing it well. And that's Friday. Now, Saturday, Three of Coins showing up. This is one of my cards that's a celebration card, so not surprising that it shows up for me on Saturdays. It also shows up a lot for me on Fridays. But for you, it shows up on Saturday, so some kind of celebrating that you're doing. This can be going out to the clubs. This can be celebrating somebody's birthday with family. This can be celebrating an accomplishment. This could be a farewell for somebody who's retiring. That's one thing that's coming in. So there's a lot of different things that you Libras can be celebrating on Saturday, but I do see that whole celebration card coming up. I'm also hearing some of you are celebrating like parents' anniversaries or friends' anniversaries, you know, like some of the bigger number anniversaries, you know, like the 50 years and the 25 years and the things where people tend to throw the bigger shindigs for them. This could also be a wedding reception for some of you. For some of you, this could be, what do you call that? The dress rehearsal. Excuse me. So, wow, for some of you, I feel like this is going to be the dress rehearsal, and then on Sunday, you may have the wedding that you're attending, maybe participating in, but for most, I feel like attending. But this has to do with legal situations for one thing. So this can be any kind of legal situation, which, you know, a wedding is a binding contract. So that's a very impersonal way to say it, isn't it? As far as the legal system is concerned, it's a binding contract. So anyway, this could be actually a wedding that you're going to on Sunday. You may be a part of it, or you may be somebody who is just, you know, in the group of witnesses, people witnessing. But this also can be other situations too, where maybe somebody is judging you. And this can be somebody in the family judging you. I've actually had this card come up whenever somebody was thinking about popping the question to their girlfriend. They were judging that girl and really thinking hard about, you know, is this the partner that I want to spend the rest of my life with, before they actually gave them a ring. I have this coming up whenever people are being considered for a promotion or to be hired at a job. So this can come in a lot of ways, but the basic bottom line here is somebody looking at you and judging you. So for those of you who aren't going to a wedding on Sunday, then there's somebody that is trying to figure something out about whether they want to take you into that next level of trust, whether it's hiring you for a job or whether it has something to do with family or with partnership or whatever. Okay. So Libras, that is your week. Thank you so much for stopping by, for hanging out with me, liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting. I do appreciate all of your support. Everybody have a fantastic week. Those of you who want to be a part of a mentoring session, don't forget, look up my contact information on my website and get a hold of me. Everybody else, I will see you back here next week. Peace out.